Hello student, in the continuation of symbol table management, I am going to discuss on this lecture the binary search tree and the other uh, structures of symbol table management. As I have told you that symbol table management is nothing but the information which is going to use at the runtime will be stored somewhere places, that is called the symbol table. So I have discussed earlier that there are various ways to represent the symbol table. Basically, it's a data structure, so it can be implemented through linked list, through self-organizing list, that is called linked list, or you can structured is like an array. Now I am going to discuss about the binary search tree as a symbol table management. Why binary search tree is used? Because in earlier data structure of symbol table management, whether it is array, yeah, simple list you can say, or self organizing list, the main problem was that the searching, as at the compilation time, all with respect to the symbol table management phase, searching is the work which is mostly done, because whenever compiler compiles and find the any variable or information that is used to into the program, so it will firstly check into the symbol table that that particular variables or information is stored or not. If it is, then uh, it will it will change the value if it is required. If there is a change in value, it will store the information. Otherwise, whatever the content is stored, it will be stored. But if the content is not found, it will create a name and and corresponding to variable. So the main thing is the searching process. So minimizing the searching process, binary search tree data structure is used for symbol table management. As you know that binary search tree is depend upon, or basically it comes from the binary search method. And as you know that binary search is depend upon, or using the concept of divide and conquer, divide and conquer concept. And in that concept, what we do whatever the elements are there, we sort it and we find the midterm. And if the number which is to be searched, or the symbol which is to be searched, it is less than midterm, it will move to the left side. If it is greater than to the midterm, so it will search or traverse into the second half. Okay, so this is the concept used for binary search tree. So the basic necessary condition for binary search tree is binary search concept. Okay, so firstly, the necessary condition for that binary search tree is that the sort numbers or elements should be sorted. Okay, in binary search tree there are four blocks. As we know that the basic data structure used the basic data structure used for symbol table is that it requires two field. One is name and the second one is info, as earlier I have told you. But in the case of binary search tree, two fields are added. First one is the left side, left, and the second one is the right. Okay, so according to this structure, the symbol table is managed. So whenever any first element come, it will be stored into the name, and corresponding to info their value will be stored. And in next time whenever new variable is found, then it will check whether that particular symbol is lesser than the existing one or greater than. If it is less than, it will move to the left root, otherwise it will move to the uh, right side. Okay, so for example, like there is an element 50, so 30 and 10 20 means less than 50 element will be stored here, and greater than 50 element will be stored to the right side. Okay, 60 and this will be 55 or 70, like this. So traversing in the binary search tree or searching in the binary search tree is become quite easy, and it is used for large program. If a program which is very large, so traversing or searching is definitely a quite time taking process. So for minimizing that time, binary search is used. Okay, so how it is implemented? So it is implemented like this. As earlier I have told you that it have four field. It's a name one, it's a info one, it is the right node, it is the left node. So first element is stored like that, and after that whatever the elements comes, it will be compared with this number. If it is lesser than, then left side node will be created using four field. Otherwise, if it is greater than, then right side node will be created. Left name 2 or whatever you can say, info, and right side, and here left n3, i3, and r, means left node 3 and info 3, and so on. So you have uh, read in data structure deeply uh, the binary search tree. So this is it is not too much different in the compiler in the symbol table structure. So easily you can understand the how the binary search tree is managed. So binary search tree is used only for the program which is very large program, and where there are lot of symbols are used at the runtime. So definitely at that time of compilation or running time, the processor definitely it will take more time to search any element. So binary search tree is used. Okay, now I am going to move to the next data structure used for symbol table, is the hash table. Hash table, you have read into the data structure. This comes from the hashing technique. It is used for very large program, and it is the combination of hash table plus linear list. And for searching or traversing, searching or traversing, hashing concept or hash function is used. So whenever any element is to be searched, firstly we will calculate the hash function value. Firstly we will calculate the hash function value, and whatever the value comes, we will move to the corresponding hash table. Okay, and corresponding to that hash table there is a linear list, and we have to search in a linear search process. So this is the hash table concept. Okay, so how hash table is managed, it is just like that. This is a hash table. It is 0, it is 1, it is 2, and so on. This is the hash table, and it is managed through array. Now each cell of hash table is linked with linear list. It is name, info, name, info. As we know that there are two field must be there in the symbol table, name and info. And I have told you that in linear list only two fields are there, name and info. Okay, so like this hash table is maintained. So if any value comes, in the time of compilation, what we do, we find the hash value for that particular variable, and we will find that what value comes, like it is found that it is 2. So we will move to the this linear list and search that particular variable in the in that particular linear list using linear search. So if it is there, then no problem, then we will find that info is correct or not. If in name and info both exist, then we will not do anything. But if name exists and info is not existing, so we will add the name, we will add the info. Otherwise, if name does not in the linear list, so we will add in the available space by name and info, and we will add that new variable or item, or you can say symbol, in that particular field. So by this method, or you can say the technique, hash table or hash function is managed. Yeah, hash table is managed. Okay, so definitely as I have told you that hash table is used for when the program size is very large, and where the symbol used at the runtime is very large. So we will use hash table. And as I told you that there are two things, hash table and linear list. So we will make a hash table, and corresponding to each hash value there is a linear list, and that linear list is just like an array, and element can be searched using linear search. Okay, so the symbol table management, or you can say that the structure of symbol table complete now. So generally in examination, question like what do you mean by a symbol table, define hash table in detail, that type of question comes. So it's a very always theoretical type of question comes there. So so I am just repeating again that symbol table is nothing but it's a table where symbols are stored. Which symbol are stored? That symbols which will be used at runtime. Okay, symbol table can be managed by four ways. First one is the simple linear list. Second one is the self-organizing list. Third one is the binary search tree, and fourth one is the hash table. Now I am going to discuss one more topic, that is the scope. The thing is that if we are managing symbol table, then we must know that what is the validity of reason of any particular code. Okay, we have written any program line 1 2 3. So for any particular symbol, what is its validity, what its validity start from and end to. Okay, so if we take example like that, begin, we have written some code, then again begin, and we have written some code and end, and this one. So the validity of region, or you can say the scope of this particular code, will start from this point and end to this point. And for this begin, the scope starts from this and end to this. Okay, so simple scope defines only the validity of region. Okay, and the number of validity regions is called, yeah, you can say simple validity of region, yeah, validity of area, you can say, it is denoted by blocks, or it is simply called block.